There's a viral video going around of P. Diddy beating up his girlfriend a bunch of years ago. I'm sure you've seen it by now. So in the video, you see P. Diddy running down the hall of a hotel with a towel around his waist. There is a woman wearing a jacket with her hood up, carrying bags by the elevator bay. He runs over to her and literally starts kicking her and ends up dragging her down the hall, apparently back to the hotel room. It's shocking. As you know, he's already under investigation for human trafficking. This video throws fuel on the fire. This conduct, even though it can't be charged by the DA's office because it happened too long ago, can be used if he's charged in the human trafficking trial as character evidence. The reason why it can't be charged is because there is a statute of limitations in California for felonies, which is 3 years. This happened 8 years ago, so there's nothing that the DA's office can do about it. What I want to know is why she didn't call the police that night, and I suspect it was because she was afraid, which is very typical in domestic violence cases. Now, if this was within the statute of limitations and the DA's office did charge him, there are at least 3 crimes that he could have been charged with, and I'm going to break that down for you. I'm Diane Bass. I am a criminal defense attorney, and I defend people who are either under investigation for or have been charged with crimes. So because the conduct in the latest video happened 8 years ago, the statute of limitations has run and he can't be charged with these crimes. However, this video could be really damaging to him if he is charged with the human trafficking case, because this shows evidence of his character. Now, as a criminal defense attorney, I see domestic violence cases all the time, and this particular video raises very specific issues. First of all, domestic violence can involve anyone that you're in a relationship with. It can include a family member. It can even include ex-boyfriends or girlfriends and roommates. So it's pretty expansive in California. So a lot of people have a lot of questions, obviously, about this video. The first one is, why didn't she call the cops? Classic domestic violence. He probably threatened her, and if she were to call the cops, she was afraid he would hurt her even more. Secondly, why didn't the hotel see the video and or call the cops? Did he pay them off? We obviously don't know. It didn't look like there were any witnesses. Nobody was around. It happened really quickly. It's possible somebody might have seen or heard something, but they were afraid to look out or they were afraid to call the police. We don't know. So this is domestic violence 101. There are several reasons why people do not report domestic violence, or in many cases recant or take back their statement after they've reported it. The first one is they're afraid. They're afraid that they're going to be injured further or potentially killed if they report violence. Second is that they are financially reliant upon this person, and so they can't manage without them. And the third is if they share children and they don't want to get a restraining order against this person, they're afraid that their children won't be able to see their parent. So let's break down the potential crimes that were committed in this video. When he's kicking her, that is assault, likely to cause great bodily injury. That's a strike. He kicked her twice in the video. That could potentially be charged as 2 strikes. He grabs her hair, which is another assault with likely to cause great bodily injury, and then he drags her down the hall by her hair. That is actually kidnapping. And then finally, he obviously didn't let her leave, which is false imprisonment. So right there we have 3 strikes. A strike in California is a serious or violent felony. If you have 1 prior strike, it doubles your exposure on the second one. And if you get 3 strikes, you're looking at 25 to life. So 1 kick would have been 1 strike. 2 kicks could have been charged as 2 strikes. Then he grabs her hair, which is another assault likely to cause great bodily injury. We don't know how much that could have hurt or if he pulled her hair out. But then he drags her down the hall. That is another strike. It's called kidnapping. Most people don't realize that when you move somebody from one place to another, that can actually be charged as kidnapping in California. And that is a strike because it is a serious felony. And even though we can't hear what he's saying, we can imagine that he did not want her to leave. He was preventing her from leaving, and that is false imprisonment. If someone has 3 strikes in California and they pick up any future felony, they're looking at 25 to life. Now, even though he can't be charged criminally for this conduct now, it can be used against him if he's charged with human trafficking. This can be used as character evidence. It can show that he is a violent individual, that he wasn't letting her leave. The fact that she didn't report this after this pretty major incident shows that he had control over her, that he obviously has a temper that's out of control. He ran after her. He apparently was in the shower when she tried to escape from him, and he chased her down the hall in a towel and dragged her back to the hotel room. So this shows the kind of person he is, and any prosecutor worth their salt is going to use this as character evidence against him. We'll keep a close eye on this. I just did a video about the raid on his house, but we will follow up with future videos as this progresses. So if you or anyone you know are facing criminal charges or are under investigation, please call my office and we can talk you through all of your options.